The other fun thing was we were kind of in the mid-range of ABV, so we didn't have all the ABV bros coming at us. Like, what's your highest ABV?
That's true.
We only had that once where some guy was like, what's your highest, most complex beer? And
oh,
like,
my God. I'm glad I didn't hear that. I don't remember.
Somebody wanted to buy a bottle from us at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Wanted we could buy a bottle.
What's your most complex beer? All of them, bud.
Yeah.
Better than the...
This is Rowley Farmhouse Ales. They're all complex. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of the Hoppy Craftsmen. We're back again, and for some reason, Ed's here.
I'm always here.
Yep, and as usual, our good buddy
Chris.
Chris.
How's it going?
Jeff's not here because...
He had plans. He was out of town or something. I'm not sure where he had.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's somewhere.
Saw him yesterday. What did we do recently? We just did Real Wild and Woody, right, guys?
We did. We did actually a couple things. We actually interviewed some people beforehand, and then we actually poured there as well. So.
Oh, yes, we did pour there.
That was fun.
Did you have fun, Ed?
I did. It was fun.
Well, don't get too far into it, because right now we're going to play some of those interviews from Real Wild and Woody, and when we come back, we'll discuss it.
Sounds good. Such assholes. My co-hosts are great. Ed's great. Hey guys, welcome to the episode of Hoppy Craftsmen. I am Chris.
I'm Nate.
I'm hot.
I'm still in the Hoppy Craftsmen.
Yes, me too. We've been gone. It's weird. Jeff's around here somewhere, but we are actually on the floor at Real Wild and Woody 2018. We're about to walk around and maybe talk to some people, figure out what they brought, see what's going on for future.
Maybe.
Anything you guys looking forward to today?
I'm just happy Nate wore the hat.
I'm just happy to see Ed.
I'm happy you both wear the hat. So, all works out for me, but...
Cool.
Let's talk to some people.
It's a big room full of what seems like not as many breweries, or it's just as many breweries in a bigger room. There's a really big, ugly T-Mobile truck here, too. So
it's right in front of us. It's going to be great.
In front of us. So I'm going to get T-Mobile today.
We have a couple collabs that are in the works with Dark Sky and Crooked Tooth. They're all sitting in barrels on Brett right now. As soon as they're done, we'll throw a big party, probably at our shop, and so we'll let everybody know.
What's the next slushy coming out?
The next slushy, I don't know. The mango lemon with chamoy is kind of like holding on.
Sounds really good.
Really high, so we'll see.
You mentioned your guys' can release recently. Were you guys surprised at all with the success, or just what you expected?
Yeah, super surprised. Being that was the first of that, it was pretty scary.
Went well.
Not knowing what was going on. Yeah. We thankfully we made 200 extra cans, so we sold out of the 600 in about 4 hours, which was amazing. Just to see all the support. Like, we've felt a lot of love since we started from the craft beer world, but to have that on that day was super amazing. So yeah, we'll be doing some more cans coming soon. Not that big fancy release like that, but we'll start getting in more cans so people can enjoy by the pool and hiking and all that good stuff.
That's what we love, the 60-ounce can. I think it's a great format, and it's just nice to be able to, like I said, take it to the pool, take it out. And Arizona's an outdoor kind of state when it's not 1,000 degrees out. So
Cider cans, well, obviously. I mean, it came out great, so yeah, really enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, we got cucumber honey, our CBs. We'll put that in cans the second week of August. So that's already scheduled to be done, and then we'll go from there and see how people enjoy it.
Cool.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks for talking to us, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Right.
All right, guys, we're here at Wren House now with Will and Chris, and Ed just bumped his way in. What's up, Will? What'd you guys bring, man?
Well, we brought a little bit of a representation of what we feel really proud of at Wren House. So we brought an IPA, sour beer, Kit Kat, Black Canyon, and then a couple 3-liter magnums of our Black Label Las Frescas, which is featuring black currant, blackberries, and black cherries with touches of vanilla and then a little bit of lactose in there just to make it fun.
Nice. All right, awesome.
Nate almost fainted at that list.
Yeah, that sounds exciting, man.
Sounds really good. I'm excited for that Black Canyon. I'm not a society member like Nate is, so I'm going to have to beg him to let me try some.
I'll be there tomorrow. It'll be all right.
Yeah, I'll be there for my Black Label too.
Sweet. Anything you're excited about here? Go do there, Will?
I like that the scene is really, kind of exploding, and we have a lot of, the guild is as strong as it's probably ever been. So, I mean, it goes to show that Arizona craft beer is here to stay, and we're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the next couple years as long as we keep growing the way that we're doing now. So, it makes me happy to be a part of it and to, be able to have the privilege to serve these beers that we're really proud of to everyone.
Thank you very much, man. Ed, you got anything?
This will probably be the longest line today, just because the Kit Kat is popular no matter what they put it in, and they did it with, what is it, Black Canyon Kit Kat? So
Yeah, you guys won't be busy for long today, probably.
We'll be on the mechanical bowl for most of the day. We're not worried about it.
Here's a little plug. I think I'm very excited about the Dark Sky ESP Wrenhouse collab. It's very vanilla forward with some fruit and nice oak flavor. I think that's the best beer at the beer fest today.
All right.
This is Luke.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's Luke from Wren House. So that's important right there. Well, thank you very much, guys. Have a good one.
All right, guys, we are here with
Noel Garcia from 12 West Brewing and Cuvée Verdad.
Whoa. What's that second one you said there?
That is our sour project that we are unleashing today.
That's amazing. I've had some of the Ava, was the apricot. It was fucking phenomenal. I was just gonna buy the 2 bottles, which I can't think of the names of. Was it Alma and
Hannah. Yeah, Hannah.
And I went there, and Jalen actually basically convinced me to try it, and then I bought a crowler to take home with me. So,
What are you gonna do? That's how it goes.
Oh, darn.
That Ava has become kind of like the brewery favorite right now. So it's super crushable. Even though like it has a lot of apricot, but it still has a nice lingering tartness, and it's really refreshing.
Yeah, I loved it, dude. I crushed that can last night before I came here, so it was really good. I really liked it. So is this something you're gonna be doing actually at the 12 West Brewing place, or you're actually gonna be doing it outside, or what's the whole hope for this?
Yeah, all of this will just be a part of like under the whole like 12 West, umbrella. But Cuvée is kind of it's its own dedicated thing. We're doing 2 different things. As far as like 12 West will be mostly like our pop culture stuff, and God damn it, Matt.
Goddamn Matt messing things up, throwing things at us.
Look,
Weird.
If he doesn't get his attention, he has to take it from somebody else. So.
Good. We'll come yell at him a little bit here.
yeah, so
my
this
God.
is like a power corner over here because you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
12 West in the corner. You got they're across from the Beer Research Institute who are throwing coasters at us,
Almost got us.
and then 8 Bits next to 12 West, and then you got Grand Canyon right around the corner. I think this was rigged.
Oh, and then we're right around the corner too. Ed just got beamed in the arm. It was on tape, people. It's on tape. Don't worry.
Okay. So, anyways, before I was rudely interrupted.
So rudely.
So rude. No, 12 West will be like our pop culture. That's kind of like what everyone knows.
Okay.
Cuvée is a little bit more on the serious side, and that's taking mixed fermentation, our lambics, and kind of putting a little bit of romance behind those. And we want to present it that way. So we figured, why muddle it up with what we're doing with 12 West, and just separate it. And I think that it'll kind of stand on its own, but still together.
Very cool.
Makes any
No,
sense?
no, it totally does. I mean, and I love their logo there. It's pretty nice. It's like scripty like words, and then it actually has the barrel. Why is there a giant hole in the side of it? What's that all about? What's the?
So that is a fooder. Yeah. So we have it's kind of mirrored after the one that we have at the brewery. So if you're not familiar with what a fooder is, it's literally a giant barrel that stands vertically. So
Very cool.
yeah.
Nate just joined us. Hey, Nate.
Hey, what's up, guys?
You missed actually getting hit by coasters from BRI. That was really nice.
Oh, good.
We're going to go yell at Matt in a minute.
Good. I almost hit April. I actually did hit April with a cork
Oh,
from Richter.
perfect.
So, yeah.
Oh, that was nice.
Making it awkward right off the bat.
Good way to start.
That loud pop you heard, that was literally me.
Woman screaming was steeper.
You as well, or
Yeah, that was awesome, Nate. So, no, what do you have coming up, man? What's some events you guys have going on, or other things you're excited about besides this awesome sour project you have?
So, besides the sour project, we have a can release coming out next week, which I don't know if that'll make it out by then. But, so, but we'll have our brute. Yeah, right.
No, isn't it? They'll be like, oh, I saw that. That was cool.
Yeah, so we have a brewed IPA that we did in collaboration with Captain Fatty's.
We like those guys. They're good.
So besides that, we have a couple other can releases. We are doing the hashtag allocated can release. That's our collaboration with GCM, Liquor Express, and King's Convenience. And yeah, that's going to be a big double hazy IPA that we throw a strawberry and pineapple puree into that. So it'll be it's like a milkshake is what we were going
Damn.
for.
Yeah. No, that sounds awesome. I'm in. I love it. Well, cool, man. Well, thanks for talking. We'll definitely come by. Besides Raleigh, who else are you excited to come drink some of their beers today?
Well, my buddies from Iron Fire are here, so I haven't had some good Iron Fire beer in a while because I have yet to go back there. But I am going to be over there probably quite a bit.
Excellent. We'll probably see you there.
Yeah.
All right, man. Later. It is 2 o'clock.
All right. Call this one up.
Yeah, what can I do for you, gentlemen? What's going on here?
I'm just gonna shoot the shit.
Who
at the
who
start.
are you, first of all? We don't even know who you are.
Are we
or
ready?
what you're doing here. Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Are we live?
Yeah, we're here,
You fucking
and Real Wild and Woody has just opened. It's officially 2 o'clock, and we're here with Matt Trethaway. Hope I pronounced that right.
Nailed it.
From the Beer Research Institute,
Nailed
who was throwing coasters at us, and he's got a killer arm with that coaster
Well,
shot.
here's the thing. I was throwing the coasters at Noel Garcia. You know that. You just happened to get caught up in the shrapnel. So not my fault. You were standing in the wrong place.
Yeah, that was a collateral damage.
My coaster skills are like laser beams. I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah, he can brew beer and throw coasters. He's got multi-talent.
Multifaceted.
Yeah,
I'm like an onion, bro.
he's got layers.
Layers.
So what did you bring to Real Wild and Woody?
Well, first of all, most important thing is I brought my damn self, right? Because we're going to have fun today. The other things that we brought a cask of sour peach lolly. So everybody's familiar with lolly. A lot of people are familiar with peach lolly. This sour peach lolly, we took fresh peaches and we inoculated just the fruit with lactobacillus and we soured it with lacto, and then we added those peaches back into the cask. So kind of a fun little funky thing that we've never done before, unique to this event. It's the only cask in existence, so it goes live today. Boom, boom. You guys can edit, of course.
That's how we'll start the show, don't
All
worry.
right, okay. Testes, 1, 2. 2 minutes. Okay, so guys are fucking killing me. All right, so the other two beers we brought a tried and true favorite, Barrel Aged Dark Side Till I Die, home run. This particular version was aged in Adventurous Stills cask, which is from Tempe, Arizona. So local on local.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, pretty solid. We're pretty stoked about that. Very small cask. So we got a lot of great contact time and a lot of extraction from the barrel. And then the third one that we did is called 7 Minutes of Funk. This is the third in our Minutes of Funk series. Started with 5 Minutes of Funk 2 years ago. We did 6 Minutes of Funk last year. This is 7 Minutes of Funk, and it's basically an American wheat ale that was aged in a white American oak barrel with Brett, Pedio, and Lacto. So it's funky as fuck and pretty delicious. Light, refreshing, funky, bready, barnhousey. Yeah.
I think there's a lot of anticipation for that dark side, especially since you have that dark side event coming up.
We have one slim of that beer today. It'll be the first one that gets crushed. We only brought a little bit of it. And then tonight we've got one tapped at our house.
Yeah, the BRI unofficial after party.
Yes, the unofficial, official, Real Wild and Woody-ish after party.
Excellent.
So the main question is, how did you sell your soul for this corner with your buddies? Tell us who your buddies are first.
First of all, I don't sell my soul at all. I just we've got a pretty good network going, and when we say, hey, we want to be by these certain people, we usually get that positioning. So obviously we're great friends with Alex and Grand Canyon. We're great friends with Noel and over at 12 West. And when we said, hey, we all want to be in the same zone, they just made it happen, which is actually pretty surprising because we're all troublemakers, and then they threw us all together. So that's a little surprising that they actually, bowed to our wishes on that.
They
But
should have known better.
yeah, they should have known better. We're going to cause some trouble over in this corner today for sure. It's going to get loud and rowdy.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. So what do you have coming up after Real Wild and Woody?
Real Wild and Woody. After this, we got a couple things going on. So on the 8th, I'm going to start out and work back, right? So on the 8th, on 8/8/18, we have 8 different versions of Dark Side Till I Die that are all being tapped on the same day, and we're doing 4-ounce flights of all of them. So you can come in, you can get all 8 of those different variations. That was solid, by the way. Thanks, Noel. I love you.
So Noel just returned all of Matt's arsenal or ammunition.
He just made it rain coasters on Matt's face. I just to say that.
All of these are gonna make their way back. All right, so on 8/8/18, we're doing 8 different Dark Side variants in 4-ounce flights of everything, and then all of those beers will be available for full-size pours as well. That's kind of a neat thing. We're doing $16 for the full flight. Should be a banger. We got some really neat things that we've never done with Dark Side. So it's all on the event page that we have on Facebook. I'm not going to recount it now, but there's a bunch of great. Nitro is one of them. Cassia Bark is one of them. Coffee, vanilla, cocoa nibs is one of them. We're going to do some fun shit with it, so pay attention to that. And then before that, on National IPA Day, we're going to have 7 different IPAs on tap. Plus, we're doing our first official can launch, which is going to be 16-ounce tall boys of 4.8 OG.
Yes.
And a new one, which is a Imperial New England style IPA that's called Urban Art. So Urban Art and 4.8 OG drop on the same day on National IPA Day, which is August 2nd. So 7 different BRI IPAs on tap all day long, plus a dual can launch of 2 super dope beers.
So
That's awesome.
A lot. You have a lot coming up, as you're saying. Then you have a lot.
We're busy.
Yeah. It seems like it. I'm excited for all that, though. That's gonna be awesome, dude. So
It'll be fun.
Well, you're going to be busy here in a minute, so we'll let you get to work, and we'll go man our stations.
You gonna try 5?
Yes, try 5.
Try 5. Oh, there it is.
All right, we'll see you guys after Real Wild and Woody, probably.
all right, guys, we are with
Kyle Jefferson from Pueblo Vida.
Landon Swanson, Pueblo Vida.
officially now there. Because last time we talked, it was kind of still, it was in the works, right? Yeah. How so far? Is it good? I mean, Kyle can close his ears and you say, how is
Great.
it so far?
I mean, it's a rad place to be. It's great.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I mean, Kyle's a cool guy, so I can't imagine it being awful to work there.
No, I mean, our new thing is, what was the statement? We're an R&D brewery now.
Research and development. We work hard at making the best small beers, man.
Very cool, man. So what'd you guys bring today for everybody to try that everybody at home listening is going to be really pissed they missed?
We brought Andromeda, which is a 100% Galaxy IPA, and it's just super, super great. And we brought a Saison that was fermented with Brettanomyces. It's great. Really nice, kind of slight funk. And then we also brought our first kettle sour with raspberries and some coffee. It's our shortcut.
Definitely need to try some of that. That sounds awesome.
So we said it's like a raspberry, eating a raspberry pie with a cup of coffee. So it's perfect.
Breakfast, good breakfast, Ed? What do you think?
Yeah, Pueblo Vida, I'll drink anything.
What
I'm more interested to see is when all the people are going to start asking if they're selling the Andromeda cans.
Yeah, I think we got that already.
Yeah.
Right out of the bat. So are you selling the cans?
Are you still in the cans today?
We are, just in Tucson.
It might drive a little ways.
You can get an Uber and drive down to Tucson. We'd love to sell you some cans.
And speaking of that, now that they're working on the roads, that 10 isn't that bad of a drive to Tucson. I've done it a couple times, so
A little better.
I can make a round trip in 2 hours. And
Very nice. After work kind of session.
4 o'clock, I went for, they did a triple can release. I think it was the.
Would you guys? When's the last triple can release? Like every month you guys do? Every time I get your newsletter, I'm like, are you kidding me right now, guys? You guys are killing us.
Convergence.
I forget.
Yeah,
We even forget now.
cans.
We've done 38 cans now, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, we still have new cans coming out. It's crazy.
Well, it's funny, like we always talk about, like, if you guys can do those many cans, why isn't anybody else doing it? Like, it drives me crazy. Like, it's insane. I mean, not everybody can do it, but there's some other breweries that are like, you should be able to get onto some of this. At least 1 can every couple of months, maybe. And you guys do how many a month? So
Yeah, it's just you get into a routine and you get good at something, and that's kind of what we're good at. I mean, it's in our DNA now,
Right.
And so we thought it would be difficult to keep on coming out with new things, but I feel like we have more ideas than time.
sorry. I didn't say Will keeps killing that design, man. Every time his artwork's amazing. So
He looks more stressed every time we see him.
Yeah,
He's just like, we got to keep this up. I don't know what to do. we were talking to him on the way down, and we kept on sending revisions, and he said, and he didn't answer for like an hour and a half. And then all of a sudden he jumped back on. He's like, sorry, I had to go scream into a pillow.
Hey, whatever he's doing, he's still killing it. So
Yeah,
he's going to
he's
keep it
awesome.
up. And Ryan's the man. So what do you guys have coming up besides Rwan Woody? What are you guys doing? Besides can releases, you got your newsletter, but you have events you guys doing? You have other things you're looking forward to?
In August, we got invited to Festival of Dankness with Modern Times over in San Diego, so we're going to be going over to do that one. That's pretty exciting stuff.
Yeah, and then right after that, we're actually doing a collaboration with them up in Portland. So we're doing a fresh hop collaboration with them right after that, which should be pretty rad.
Yeah, that's be really good. Jeez, are we able to get some of that in Arizona too? I mean, they distribute here, so
I don't know.
Maybe
They might save some kegs and send it down. I mean,
Okay.
I'd be all for that.
yeah, that'd be
I love
awesome.
that.
That'd be even-
So
that'd be-
we have that going on. Then in October, we have Juicy Brews and Spooky Brews.
Oh, Spooky Brews?
Yeah. So
Nice.
we're headed out to Boston.
Okay.
We're gonna be doing that as well. So
Right, dude. Yeah, I'm hoping they come back down because that was a good time. That last festival down here with Juicy Brews was great in Tucson.
Yeah.
So hopefully they come back again. It was a really good time. Ed missed it.
I missed it.
What a jerk.
Kristen, give me a ride.
Shit, I didn't drive either, so that's fine. Was it? Is it you guys' first Wild and Woody? Is it? Because you guys don't hit a whole lot of festivals, right? I mean, at least in Arizona, you don't really hit a whole lot of. But
this is our first Phoenix festival.
okay, wow, good. Well, welcome.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I mean, your line's been. You guys are like right by the front door, so everybody's making kind of a beeline for you guys as soon as they walk in. So, hopefully, you brought enough cans today to kind of help.
Yeah, we got a few.
Maintain
We
it.
got a few. Yeah.
Andromeda's gonna run out first. We're like, we should have just brought IPAs.
Yeah, that's how it works. They're real, right? I guess.
Yeah.
It was
Keep it real.
with some of these smaller places, you kind of wonder like who's left back at the brewery. 'Cause a lot of people here have brought pretty much everybody you see at their brewery, and you're like, who's left?
Yeah, we have 5 here, so we only have 4 left at the brewery.
Yeah, that works.
They
And
give us
everybody's just
days
brewing.
off. I mean, we get weekends off too.
Yeah, sure. We told Wren that we're going to try to beat them because we're pouring for Raleigh today. We're going to try to beat them and pour out our beers before they do. So we can race you guys too.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. I'm sure you'll beat us. I don't know. Raleigh. We have what? 3 cases. We have three cases. So
Yeah, you guys are probably out already.
yeah, probably. We haven't been to the booth yet. We'll see. We'll go back by there. All right, guys. Well, thanks for talking to us. We'll come
Good
talk to
see
you again.
guys. Yeah, have a good festival.
Cheers. We're back. Hope you enjoyed those interviews. Some people that we talked to was Noel. We talked to BRI from Matt from BRI there.
Did Wren House.
Cider Core.
We didn't Wren House. Yeah, we talked to Wren House
Oh
a little
yeah,
bit.
we were halfway through a conversation with Cider Core and realized the mic was off, but we got a good chunk of that.
Yeah.
That's being fair. So yeah, it was fun.
Hopefully, I edited that nicely for you guys.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
you did
We'll
a
see.
great job. You did a great job.
Thanks.
We'll hear it when
man.
you do.
Yeah. So while we were there, John Rowley, Wes, they were super kind enough to send us T-shirts and ask us to pour for them at Real Wild and Woody. And somehow Ed snaked in on it because Ed snakes in on everything we do.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yep. Good job. So we all had dope shirts on. There's photos of us on the New Phoenix Times, I think, right now.
Yeah, we came all the way from Santa Fe.
Yeah, which I love. That was
yeah,
like.
did that say what it said?
Yeah. It says all the way from Santa Fe.
I just looked at the photos and thought to myself, God, I look like Lurch.
Yeah. Well.
So anyway, did you have fun, Ed?
Yeah, it was an interesting experience. I think it's a little more fun being on that side of the table.
Oh, it was a
for
blast
some of
being on
these
that side of the table.
festivals, but
And that's the first time I've actually poured any of the festivals at all. I've always been a patron of the festival and drank and had a good time and stuff. But yeah, it's definitely kind of a different feeling, and the whole thing is different when you're actually pouring as well. Actually pretty enjoyable. I actually had a lot of fun. My wife asked me about it afterwards and was like, well, how was it? I was like, actually, it was a lot of fun talking to people and kind of like talking about beers and stuff. So
Yeah, I totally agree. It was fun meeting people. It was fun. Like telling them what we had. They're like, what do you want to drink? I'm like, well, this is what we have most of right now, but this is what we have. Going all the way through them, and it was fun.
it's also easy when you're pouring good beer too. Cause
Yeah,
it's
when
like,
they're all good, it's easy.
Yeah.
It's exactly like
can't
they're
go
all good.
wrong making a suggestion.
And what did we pour? We poured a mixed double curling.
Right.
The
really
Berliner with boysenberry.
Right.
And
Which-
we got lucky with the special bottle that
this is
he
stone
sent.
fruit, right?
Stone fruit saison.
Saison.
Thank you. That was
Can't
what.
remember the name of
and that
that.
was the super limited bottle from his from his bottle society that John sent us.
Right.
So that was awesome. I don't know how people realized how lucky they were. The signs were small, but anybody who stopped by more than once, it seemed like.
I think the banner was probably smaller than the sign.
Yeah. Yeah. We stuck a sticker up on the back behind us, but you know what?
Which
cool
we
things.
weren't the only ones.
Right.
It's true. But that's what the really cool breweries are doing. People find you. You don't just blast them in the face with your sign. You got to make them look, squint a little.
You don't bring like a bull in or anything, or
No,
some like
nope.
DJs or anything. You don't do that. All right.
They had us across from the Virgin. What was the big
the T-Mobile
the
fun
T-Mobile
bus or whatever the
fun
hell that
bus.
thing
Some
was.
chick up there twerking. Just a random lady. What did you do today, Cindy? Oh, went to the Real Wild Woody Beer Festival and twerked on the
T-Mobile bus.
T-Mobile bus for like 45 minutes.
That's why they were giving out hand sanitizer.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was awful.
Yeah, so that was interesting, but it was fun. It was good to listen to. It was good to pour and talk to all those people.
Yeah, but I think it's nice being moderately busy because then you do get to have those conversations.
Exactly. We ran out with at least an hour and a half left in the festival, and we got a chance to screw around. But I mean, it was a blast.
But like during pouring, like somebody's pouring and tasting, you can kind of talk to them about
exactly.
location,
True.
and because a lot of people probably aren't too familiar with Raleigh at this point, but there's a big dedicated following.
They were all interested where they could find bottles. That was really cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. Which I don't know. I was basically telling everybody wandering tourists because I can get them there, and then actually I found one the other day at Bottle Shop 48 too as well. That was really nice. I was like, even more places.
That is awesome.
But I bet somebody like 8-Bit has a different story of conversations because they were slammed from beginning to end.
That's kind of thing is like it's nice to be like you said,
they had all those
moderately busy, but not like crazy busy like that. When you're just turning and burning people, like here's a ticket, and like just pouring. That's not super fun. I mean, I'm sure.
Well,
it's
all
great.
these people that come, I think the Real Wild and Woody Festival appeals to a wide range of craft beer enthusiasts, and you have people that are not so into it, and they see 4 cereal boxes sitting next to 4 casks. They're going to be like, yes, please. But on top of it, those were good. At least I think I had the Fruity Pebbles one. It was delicious.
I didn't even get over there. It was just, the line was in front of our booth most of the time, so it was hard to even
and we weren't that close to them.
Right.
So they were an eye shot, but yeah. It was cool. I did get over to Wren House and tried, I had to sneak away and tried all the Wren House's stuff and sat in their line for their special release. They did the Black Label Las Frescas.
Well, let's be honest. You were first in line at Wren House, weren't you?
Second, third.
Well,
it was a couple in front of me.
You said you got in line and you went through it once.
We went through several times together. By the time the Las Frescas bottle got open, the first 10 people in that line were best friends.
Yeah, they were like, we're just gonna stay here. So if anybody wants to get anything besides this, we're starting the line.
We started letting people from the back come up to the front. We created a little 5-foot gap, and we let everybody come up from the back to the front. They just want to grab quick pours, and we made eye contact with Alistair. We're like, this is the line. For
just let you know.
This is the line. They were like, "That's fine. Tyler's there."
Makes sense.
But yeah, it was fun. We literally sat there and got a few extra pours. Just sat in the front of the line, and it was good beer.
Enjoyed it.
It was more of just a fun experience than anything else because I had a can of Las Frescas waiting for me at the brewery anyway.
12 West, their freaking new souring program there, they had a line going really, really good for a long time. Like, I didn't realize they had 2 different lines, and I walked over and I was just like, I'm getting the 12 West line. And it was the normal, not the sour program. So I was like, I guess I'm getting this line too.
If Noel listens to this, I haven't had a chance to try either of those beers, but their logos are on point. Those bottles look amazing. I bet the beer inside of it is just matching, and I can't wait to try them. I really can't. That's my genuine opinion of those bottles. They look badass, and I'm looking forward to trying them.
He had Ava on tap that was an apricot, and it was fucking phenomenal. It was really, really good.
I didn't get anything from anybody. I literally just went to Wren and.
Well, I think
Wren.
Cider Core had their.
Oh yeah, they had a blueberry. I did have
one.
that.
Oh my god, that was really good.
That was wild.
Love that.
Which they tapped at the location, I think.
Did they?
I did. I saw it on their Instagram. Yeah.
You can cut that because I said this weekend. Who knows what weekend it comes out?
This last weekend came out. This is coming out this
Today's
Wednesday,
Sunday, so. August 5th, folks. So this is in the past for you guys.
And then another one I had was Pueblo Vida. They had that. It was like a coffee.
Yeah, that's right. They had that coffee raspberry sour mix that Landon did, and he said it was the first one they done, and it was amazing. You had that, didn't you? Try that? Ed?
Yeah, that one was really good.
That one was super good.
He described it as basically having a cup of coffee and eating some raspberry pie in the morning, and
it's not wrong.
No, it was awesome.
It was such a great mix of the coffee and raspberry. I was like, I saw it, and I was like, yes, because I see coffee and things now. I just drawn to them when I see coffee and beer, I'm all about it 9 times out of 10. So I was like, a coffee sour with raspberry. Yes.
Well, yeah, I went over there.
And it was nuts. It was nuts.
IPAs. I mean, that's Pueblo Vida, right?
Yeah, he was like, this is our first try.
I saw that and I was like, well, I have to get that because that's new and unique from him. I haven't had that, so it's really good.
Every time I did take my 5-minute break from pouring, it was pretty much to go to Pueblo Vida and get a full pour of base flow or that.
Yeah.
I don't know what they have Andromeda.
Andromeda,
Can't Andromeda.
Yeah, we stood there for like 5 minutes. Like, do we do the raspberry? Do Andromeda? Like,
do both.
Yeah, get back in line. Which is funny is they were right at the very beginning. I figured they'd be like slammed.
I don't think a lot of people,
because they were
like
right
I
off
said,
the entrance.
Right.
Again, it's a wide-ranging people that are into craft
true.
beer, and I think there's a lot of novice people that are just like, I don't worry about what brewery is hot. I'm here to try beer.
Right.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's what it's all about. But I think there's a lot of those people at that place, and they're not aware of what's like, PV's here? That's special because they don't do festivals. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Speaking of people that were there, we're doing the, how do you pronounce that, Ed?
Let me see.
I can't read. It's neon.
Yeah, it's neon. And
It's true. From Dark Sky Brewing.
Cielo Oscuro.
Yeah, something like that.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Cielo Oscuro, the Imperial Stout with chipotle, peppers, blue agave syrup, cassia bark, vanilla, and Brazilian coffee from Ground Control and Dark Sky. Or, excuse me, the Brazilian coffee was from Ground Control. But it's a collab between Dark Sky and Ground Control. And we got it at their anniversary we were just at together. And we're recording this in the morning, so it was good to have a stout with some coffee in it. That's what we're drinking right now, and it's tasting good. What do you guys think?
No, I love it. Except when we had it up there, I was a big fan of it, and I'm actually glad you kept hold on to a can.
It looks like motor oil.
I chugged mine.
It looks like motor oil, man. It's so good, and it smells like cinnamon, like cassia bark. It's so good. What are you thinking, Ed? You're quiet. What are you thinking about over there?
No, it's good. I like you said it had chipotle in it. I think that kind of takes the heat isn't really there, but I think it kind of takes the edge off that coffee bitterness that you're kind of expecting but never comes. Right?
Phrasing.
Wow. So I was gonna
phrasing.
It never arrives.
So Rula and Woody, and you've been mentioning that they kind of it seems that it's growing larger and larger. We actually moved to the North Hall this year, so it's actually in a bigger venue area.
Yeah, it certainly seemed busy. Right. It was way spread out. It was a little weak. Not weak. I was gonna say one thing was weak.
So I feel like it's turning into like that band that you love that nobody knew about that became popular. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it certainly sucks ass to get in, whereas the first year it did not suck to get in. 3 years ago it was fine, and it was fine to walk around. And don't get me wrong, it was busy. It was nuts when we had when I had my 1 month old with us.
Right.
There's a lot of people in there, but it was still a lot of fun. And it was I felt like it was more people I knew.
It's a little more spread out though than I think it should have been.
Well, and then they had the Camperville, and they had one weak ass camper and like one canned ham camper. And I know that we work with Rob, and I really love that guy, and he did a great job setting that up. So that's fine by me. It's not there. We're not there for the campers, but I just thought that was funny.
Well,
I know they got to pay the bills.
I mean.
That's why Verizon or whatever T-Mobile was there in front of us twerking.
Somebody got to pay for some things.
Insert your favorite mobile carrier here.
Well, I mean, and I think Rob said it during your guys' interview with him before, kind of the pre-show for Wild and Woody. He's talking about basically what real Wild and Woody actually all stands for. And I feel like that definitions has loosened up over time.
Oh yeah,
a little more than it has, and people. And then I get it. Like he even brought up the point of, there's going to be a lot of people that come there that want to try beers that they can get other times, right? They might be like, oh, so and so makes this on a regular basis. I want to go there and try it. But to me, it's almost more special when it was only these one-off beers. It was a very limited thing. They only had certain beers you could only get at this festival.
It was also sold as funky beers exclusively. Wood cask, wild ale, which we poured for a brewery doing farmhouse ales. So we were full within our. We would have been there if they were a little bit more stringent on who could have been there and pouring what. We still would have been there with all three. But it's still like you can still go there and get some really good IPAs, and that's got nothing to do with Wild and Woody and all that good stuff. Yeah. It's real.
It's real, I guess.
It's real beer.
The definition of real at this point. It's kind of
I don't think that's what real Wild and Woody doesn't mean that to me. Real Wild and Woody to me means an indoor beer festival in the dead ass summer. That's what real Wild and Woody means.
And that's what I'm thinking at this point is like, so should they branch off Real Wild and Woody and make it back to those roots of being more of that very small category, very unique one-off beers, and then actually make this a different festival? like an indoor July
I don't
festival.
think they have the people for it to split up festivals. I think they just have to keep on rolling. But also maybe tell these breweries coming in, heads up, this is the name. If you just have a light lager with you and a couple IPAs, you may not really fit in.
Right.
You know, but I think they don't have the. I don't think you.
Well, it's like when we went to
festivals.
Juicy Brews Festival, and the guy was like, "What do you have that's not an IPA?" And we all just kind of fucking laughed, right? I mean, you were literally at a festival called Juicy Brews. That doesn't make sense. And you're a festival called Wild and Woody, right? I mean, those are
With planning, any brewery could have brought stuff that really fully met that requirement. To be
Sure.
fair, though, any brewery at Juicy Brews had an IPA stocked and ready to go in the brewery when that show when they called.
fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I guess the barrel aging takes a little bit longer, so it's some wild ales too, or if you want to do sours in general,
Yeah.
kettle sour. But that's what I'm saying. That's why almost.
Oh yeah, La Fuck. I mean that
Right.
from. I mean they had some great wild shit at Juicy Brews.
Yeah, it's true. It
Actually,
was
that guy only does sours, I believe. What the fuck was his name? Besides the fact that he had that beer name, La Fuck. But
Oh, it's the one with the brain, the friggin' Cerebral.
no,
Yeah, it was Cerebral from Colorado. I swear
I
it was.
believe
for them.
so.
All right, well.
Either way,
Somebody listens to this episode. Go back and listen to that episode.
I have a
Let us
computer
know.
in front of me.
Yeah,
I'll
it's not
find
like
out
you
if Chris
two
is right
don't
now.
have computers in front of you.
True. I don't know. I don't do that. This is just record stuff, Ed. This doesn't actually
Yeah,
work.
Ed, why don't you say something while I do this?
What was I going to say? Well, it doesn't kind of matter because when you're pouring like strong beer or any other festival, a lot of the question you get are what IPAs do you have, or what do you have other than IPAs, like you said. But at Real Wild and Woody, there was a lot of people like
Celador.
Do you have
Celador, that was it. It was
Do you
started
have
with a C.
IPAs?
They were right next to Cerebral.
Yeah, it started with a C.
In your defense.
But a lot
Sorry, Ed.
of when we're pouring, people are like, "Do you have any IPAs?" And I'm like, "No." Like,
Yeah, and that, you know what?
Right.
And I couldn't be any prouder to say no for the record. It's like, no, we don't.
we don't.
We don't. And there's lots of great IPAs around, though. I
100%
mean,
true.
the Rain Crow was being served at 3 different places. That IPA between Crooked Tooth and Wren and Dark Sky.
Dark Sky, yeah.
Oh, I thought Borderlands was in on it too, but I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
But the other fun thing was we were kind of in the mid range of ABV, so we didn't have all the ABV bros coming at us. Like, what's your highest ABV?
That's true.
We only had that once where some guy
Did
was
we?
like, "What's your highest, most complex beer?" And I was
Oh
like,
my
Nate Rover's
God!
that
I'm
guy.
glad I didn't hear that.
And
I don't
somebody-
remember.
Somebody wanted to buy a bottle from us at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Wanted we could buy a bottle.
What's
We're
your
like,
most complex
no.
beer? All of them, bud.
Yeah.
Better than the.
This is Rowley Farmhouse ales. They're all complex, buddy.
And then your classic, "I don't like beer," or "Is there wine here?" Like, how the hell do you get in the building?
I
thinking
forget
there
what the
might
one
be
funny
wine?
one was.
Somebody's dragged their wife there, or girlfriend, or something.
Most of honestly, nine out of 10 people that came up were knowledgeable, knew what they wanted, or at least were willing to try whatever.
Right. Oh,
and
yeah.
if they didn't know what they wanted, they picked the double, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah. Well, that was my favorite.
And it was
so
good.
It was really good. And
I really liked the stone
and-
fruit. I thought that was clean as fuck.
Wow. So we are all divided because
Yeah, I like the blue or
The
boysenberry.
boysenberry was very good. I mean, but it's a crowd pleaser. The boysenberry, and that's no knock on it, but
right.
it's a crowd pleaser, and I just really liked I liked how clean that.
Well, it's
stone
funny. Like
fruit
you
was.
look at like if you look at
It was
the
a good
descriptions, the
saison.
names of them, right? And one said boysenberry and one said stone fruit, and another one didn't say anything. You know, people like you said, it's one of those people. When people don't know it or don't want to read it, they see those things instantly and go, "Yeah, I like boysenberry. I'm gonna try that."
Yeah, and a lot of people were asking for them by the fruit
Right. Instead of
the proper name,
which is fine.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
with
And
the
that's
boysenberry is
fine.
the one
hey,
we
you
ran
know
out
what?
of first.
Honestly, you know what? If you had people going around saying, "Hey, this is the stone fruit one. Hey, this is the boysenberry one, or this is the double," that's awesome. That's awesome. That's cool too. So, I mean, I think Rowley Farmhouse did a really good job over there.
And I apologize if you got hit with a cork at Real Wild and Woody, because a couple of those got loose and it wasn't on purpose.
Yeah, let me tell you what.
Some of those beers had a chance to warm a little more than they ought to have, and a couple of them popped off.
There were active bottles for sure. That was crazy.
But I think by the time we got to our fourth or fifth, I mean, I was able to make sure it was pop, hold
Come
off.
right off, yeah.
So Ed did a couple on purpose because he likes to take people's eyes out, and he doesn't know anything about public safety.
I mean,
I didn't see any public safety people there.
Technically, we tried
Except that guy who said testes over the intercom. And if you're listening to this show, testes guy, honestly, that was too loud. My ears hurt so fucking bad after the first time he talked. Then he did it again.
Right. Well, what's the funny part is then he didn't use it for the rest of the time, so I'm not sure why did he yell testes like that.
Okay, because he was an idiot.
Yeah.
That's my opinion of that guy. You're an idiot.
I agree.
I really fucking hope you listen to this.
Like when they were doing that, like it brought the whole thing to a standstill.
It wasn't even productive.
No.
It wasn't even productive. Turn it down. Say something that makes some sense. And don't start with testes.
Yeah,
no one's going to listen to you have to say testes. God just told me to pour my beer out, but he started with testes. That was weird.
Jerk.
Okay.
No, to Ed's defense, he tried to hit Matt at BRI.
He threw a coaster.
He was throwing coasters at us at Noel. We were just in the way. But then we tried to hit him with a cork during the festival.
It's true.
I don't think
it's not going to get Ed. I don't think it's going to get Ed invited back for bottle pouring though. It's okay. It's all right. It was still fun.
No. Next year, if we pour for John, he needs to send prizes, and if you return a cork, you get a prize.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like it. I would say this: the swag went like crazy fast. Like all the stickers that we had were gone in within seconds.
They were cool. They were a cool colorway. They looked good.
Very, very true. Well, you guys want to take a break here, get a little more refill, and come back and talk some more?
New beer, and we'll do some news.
All right, sounds good.
Bye. All right, guys, welcome back. We have a new glass full of beer, thanks to Edward. I'm looking at the date on the side of that can all of a sudden. Jesus, Ed. Holy shit. 7/9. I thought Ed brought us something nice and tasty to drink. Apparently, he was just trying to clear out the oldest crowler in his fridge.
It's the only crowler in my fridge.
Yeah. Wow. July 9th.
Oh, I forgot this.
What month is this?
It's August. It's August 5th. Yes. So this is close to a month old. I'm just going to go with close to a month. I was going to get very specific.
I mean, I'll say that crowlers have a little bit more.
Oh, shit.
Worried about the date.
Yeah, no crowler's supposed to go 26 days, 27 days.
I'm going home. I was at the shop there, not
That's
the
ridiculous.
shop, but a bottle shop there today, and they had some Modern Times beers that were from I would say February in the cooler, and I was like, ooh, not drinking that. I mean, yeah, that's a little much.
Yeah, that beer tastes old.
Yeah, not spending $17 on a 4-pack and getting that shit. So
I'm glad you have an article. I wish you would have brought fresh beer.
Damn.
This is okay. Listen,
I didn't know we were aging IPAs to bring them on the Hoppy Craftsmen podcast.
We try.
I'm going home.
I mean, I don't want to give you a hard time. You just make me have to. I brought this nice 3-month-old stout, but it's a stout.
When you get invited like an hour before you're supposed to show up,
don't bring anything. Yeah. This is just rude.
I mean, I got more beer.
Fine then, don't drink it. Give it to me. I'll drink it. It's good still.
It smells good. That's about it.
Maybe I have to open this. It
smells good. Tastes flat.
You're flat.
God, I wish I was flat.
So what are we drinking, by the way?
We are drinking, and you know what? Wren House would be disgusted, but we're drinking a 30-day-old suntan in a crowler. I think they did this with Wren House?
No,
Wandering
Tortoise.
No, that wasn't that. You got it wrong. Sorry, that was my impression of Ed. That was my impression of Ed. No. Okay. Suntan, 3.9 ABV, brewed, put in this can on July 9th. Really can't say that enough. Really can't say that enough. Drew would be disgusted. Luke would be disgusted. Luke wouldn't want his beer drank a month old like that.
That's right. I mean, we can ask him when we see him.
I'd say it would. Yeah. I'd say it's true too, Chris. That was what you were about to say.
Fine. I'll never come back then.
That's just fine by me because I know it's not true.
I feel like everybody listens to the podcast. At the end of it, they go, I wonder if Ed will ever come back next show. And then he always does.
They probably wonder if I like Ed. But for the record, I like Ed quite a lot. He's a good person. But he brings me month-old beer. He's going to get it. Anybody
get it where? Where's he going to get it at?
Verbally in the mouth.
Oh, whoa. All right.
All right. So we're going to do news. Chris, you can go first because you got some quickie articles. You got some little quickie ones.
He says that, but
I think they're quickies.
I'm going to get deep into it.
No, don't get too deep.
It's going to be super deep.
We talked about time.
Well, first of all, I'm going to take this one because Nate made me go first. So,
do it.
Two-Hearted repeats as best beer in America.
Jeff, insert some sort of sound effect, Jeff. Oh, all right. Never mind. He's not here. All right.
So the second year in a row, Bell's Two-Hearted actually has got the best beer in America. Defeated pretty much, Pliny again, which is cool.
That's because people can get Two-Hearted.
Well, that's the thing is,
and I think half the people are just upset that Vinny and all those guys are never going to make it, so a bunch of people can get Pliny.
Right. Yeah. So, no, I agree.
Two-Hearted is the obvious choice,
and that's kind of one of the reasons I actually think Two-Hearted's almost a better, just because I can get it so readily. It's so much nicer. Though the exclusivity thing is kind of nice too. So Pliny still has kind of a special place.
And actually, I have a 6-month-old Pliny in my fridge. I'll bring it for you.
Yeah, that dead air was on purpose.
I'm gonna edit all that out, or I'll just increase it so it's really, 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 really long.
Just do a heartbeat. Just do a heartbeat in silence. Yeah.
And then like a dagger music from like Psycho.
He likes old beer, so that's cool. Good for Two Hearted.
Yeah, man.
Bell's is doing all right as it is.
Right.
They don't need that, but I'm glad. I'm glad they're making a double. Is that a double?
No, it's just normal IPA.
Okay, I'm glad they're making an IPA that people can get. That anybody can get. I mean, they're shipping that thing all over the U.S., so that's awesome.
Amazing. Big fan of it. Big fan.
All right, what's your next little quickie? I mean, you thought you were going to get deep into that. Doesn't seem
No, not that one. The other ones.
Okay.
So
my head suddenly itches.
There is an article on porch drinking that talks about 19.2 ounce cans. So the first time I saw that can, it was actually from Oscar Blues. Forever ago, they called it their stovepipe.
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 You're smoking a pancake.
I was
Two Hearted 7%. That's practically a double. I know it's not for the West Coast and all that. I mean, West Coast IPA is 7%.
I like how this whole time you were listening to me, you literally were.
Yeah, I was like, "Fuck this."
Trying to prove me wrong.
Yeah,
by going to look up.
It happened.
Yeah,
here I am.
Is it?
I'm me.
Is it listed as a double?
No, it's a single.
Oh, that's weird.
I am who I am.
God damn it.
I am human.
So 19.2 ounce cans, stovepipe.
Yeah, I was saying those are like the big rig Red Bull cans.
Yeah, there you go.
You see Oscar Blues doing them.
And I've seen, so when Oscar Blues did it, it was kind of for these like very like.
They did it for
the 1050. They did.
Yeah,
it for,
they did it for the 1050. That big old
the burn barrel,
big old boozy, big old boozy stout.
Yeah, I mean, so they did.
Ed doesn't want to talk. He's still offended.
As a basically one-offs, right? Specialty kind of cans. And so,
at least a special dish.
Right. But now I've been seeing, I mean, I think Founders has their all-day IPA in them. I see, like, there's a lot more beers.
Founders will put that all-day IPA in whatever vessel you provide them.
They should.
They have it in the 12-ounce cans. You have it in, I don't know, a lot.
So
a lot of options.
So that's my point is that,
so at this point. Those 5-gallon those 2.5-gallon kegs.
Oh, yeah. Well, they
were
supposed to release a new one sometime here. I didn't see what it was because they did the Oberon, they did the Hop Slam in those kegs.
Okay.
And then there was a third one, which I didn't see what it was.
I bet you they already have, actually, then.
Possibly. Well, they only have the two. This is the third. I don't know what that is.
Well, all right. Well, I'm going to
look it up.
That. I'm going to Google that while you keep talking.
That being said, so one of the things that like AB Bev was always accused of back in the day was kind of this. It was called the billboard effect, right? When you go to the grocery store, you walk down the aisle, you basically see Bud Light in cans, mini cans, like 12 pack, 24 pack, glass bottles, 24 pack of bottles, 30 packs, all this stuff. And the idea was that they plastered. Nobody needs all those different beers and that same beer in all those different formats. They were doing it just to kind of this billboard effect inside of the grocery store to get more people that way. And so you brought up a good point too. That's what Founders is doing with the all-day session IPA. So is this just another format for people to actually get those in to kind of get that billboard effect going?
It's good to, if you're going to take a 19-ounce can, it's going to be pretty easy to get on the river. It's going to be pretty easy to get out and about. You'll be able to get pocket a few of them bad boys, and they'll take care of you. So
right.
I mean, I think it's like a party can personally. I mean, it's like get a bunch of those, go camping.
It's a very niche kind of situation, like
I feel like it's one of those situations where you're standing and where you're out doing something. You need you're not going to be able to open multiple cans. You just got a couple 19-ounce all days or something like that. Yeah, I don't think it's something you can sit there and drink 12 of those things.
Or of course.
Certainly, excuse me. I don't think it's something where you'd have a bunch of those.
Yeah.
Yeah, but does that 3 ounces matter?
Ed, you're here.
I'm back. I came back.
Ed is still on the show.
I'm just saying, it's like I have a 16-ounce can. I have 12-ounce cans.
That's true. I would rather.
Growler.
Yeah, I would just grab a 4-pack or a 6-pack of 16-ounce cans. Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of the thing.
Like I said, if I literally was like in the middle of a session, like an all-day drinking session, my buddies, we stopped at GCM, I could definitely see myself grabbing a 19-ounce all-day IPA to get me on to the next beer, wherever we're headed.
So,
but that's.
What about maybe like a venue, like a concert venue or a ballpark?
Absolutely,
like
ballpark.
That seems
Exactly,
like better, right?
exactly. Ballpark, football game, sporting event, anything like that. Exactly. I could definitely see that 19-ounce there getting sold at all those different kind of venues because you just want a little extra.
Well, I mean,
you don't have to. You're already getting raped for beer prices at those places. 100%. You're already getting bent over. So why not get a 19-ounce can or a tall boy as big as you can the first shot?
Right. Well,
or 2 of them if they let you buy 2.
I mean, sporting events are maybe a little, I don't know, depending on how your seats are and how many stairs you have. But like that's
Yeah.
another thing too is right. Like if they give me a can, I'm gonna be able. It's not gonna be as easy to spill that compared to being like a giant open glass, a plastic glass full of beer.
Like me and Ed would be in heaven if we could walk into the Coyotes game and buy some 19-ounce all-day IPAs.
Yeah.
Right now it's Lagunitas, and like we get lucky, it's Santan. They'll always have some Santan on right now because of the partnership.
Right.
Which I don't understand why they didn't do the Yotes IPA in a 16-ounce can. They did 12-ounce
because it sucks.
That's I haven't had it yet.
If it was really good, they put it in a lot of different ways.
If I've had it, I don't remember. That's how good it was.
But they're doing the
They need to do a different one. It needs to be New Year, New Yotes Pale.
They're doing Moon Juice in 16-ounce cans, right?
Are they?
I think I've seen a few of those. But I think that's the only one they are. Everything else is 12-ounce cans.
I think you got to have a demand to really up those vessels or change those vessels from a 12-ounce. I think you got to have a demand for the beer, and I believe that that's one of the only ones they have a high demand for.
Yeah, I would imagine.
I mean, they're a restaurant. They're just like, no offense to Santan, they make a lot of great beer, but they drive the restaurant.
But I think they have a following in that Mr. Pineapple. Drink that.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, they sell there's a couple resorts that you can get.
I want to
like
go eat a
beer in the
Santan now
bucket.
that I'm talking about it like that. Because they have a great restaurant, man.
They do.
Yeah, get some
And
wings
BJ's, I mean, they're a great pizza place. They have tons of beer. They were at Real Wild and Woody. They were.
I didn't see them.
They were there.
I never noticed them.
I noticed because I was like, hey, I like that pizza. So it's like
food first, beer second.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
So, what's your next article, Christopher?
So it says in the article breaking news, but not necessarily super breaking news. This is a little older article.
It's like this IPA.
Yeah, well, it's actually newer than that article. That's all right, or that beer. Anyways,
a lot of things are newer than this beer.
Three
like
Weavers.
My hate for you.
Wow, this just got renewed. Three
I love
Weavers,
Ed,
which is it's basically a brewery out of California. Because I don't know who they are. They're the LA-based brewery.
Yes.
Just joined the Canarchy Craft Brewer Collective.
What is that?
Which is run by Oscar Blues, actually.
Ah.
So Oscar Blues, it's basically Oscar Blues, Cigar City, Squatters, Wasatch, and some places around the U.S. But they're basically this coalition of craft brewers that all kind of came together to help distribution and stuff. So they joined that as part of it now. So my question was, my thought was, is that any different? I mean, at this point, like, I know we started getting Cigar City in Arizona, and like my first initial response was like, oh, they got bought out. But they technically didn't get bought out. They just joined this collective with Oscar Blues.
Cigar City, didn't they join? Did they not get bought out?
They're part of this Canarchy Craft Brewers Collective. So I can't imagine how they would. I guess you can look it up.
I'll double check, but yeah, go ahead, continue.
Well, my point is so other craft brewers either joining together or getting bought out by other craft brewers. Is that such a bad thing, or is that? I mean, how is it comparable to actually getting bought out? Like like a Golden Road got bought out, or stuff like that. Is that such a bad thing compared to being part of a collective?
Yeah, my bad. They in a deal announced Monday. Okay, whatever. Oscar Blues bought them.
Okay,
that's right.
But
so it's, I mean, that's
sort of,
and then you kind of reach, then you've gotten the gray zone of big beer buying little beer. Is Oscar Blues big beer? No.
Yeah, not
no
really.
way. No friggin' way.
So it's like, so does that? Because I mean, if I'm at a bottle shop and I see a bottle of Cigar City and they have some really good, or cans or whatever it is, they have good fucking beer, but it still kind of like hurts just a little bit to buy it, even though technically they're not really big beer.
I
don't know,
no.
it's hard.
I mean, honestly, the only cans I end up making in my fridge right now are hams and what I buy local as very local.
Oh, super local.
Wren, 12 West, Arizona Wilderness.
When I get done with this, I'm going to Wilderness to fucking buy some 4-packs of cans. So
oh yeah, that's watermelon.
Yeah, the watermelon goose.
Okay.
And then the new dirty hop water.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We'll talk after this.
Yeah. All right.
Well, you know what? This is a craft beer related podcast. What is it?
The dirty hop water?
Yeah.
I don't remember what the name is. I know it's the new dirty hop water. They have such weird names now. Sometimes I'm always like,
we all have families, people. Okay, we can't keep up with every single little little beer release.
Here was the deal. If
I wasn't part of Swirl Society, I'd be dead inside.
It literally said dirty hop water, and then I just stopped reading. I didn't really care. I literally was just like, I'm getting it. That's comes down to.
I'm gonna say something.
All things must pass.
That's what it is.
And I'm not being philosophical. That's the name of the beer.
And I love you. Come here, give me your hand.
What are we gonna do? A seance? What are we doing here?
He gave me his hand. We're gonna say grace.
No, what?
It is Sunday. It's the Lord.
This house on fire.
It's the Lord's Day.
Yes, it's Shabbos.
Shabbos.
We don't turn on the oven. We don't handle money.
No, I watch Xbox.
And we certainly don't
play
roll.
Xbox. And I watch stuff on the Xbox. So.
All right, I brought an article, and I thought it was interesting because I think Arizona is going to see some of this next year, and later in this fiscal year. Forbes writing an article dated August 2nd that it is a record year expected for craft brewery openings and closings. Honestly, the breweries that close. The breweries that are opening continue to outnumber the ones that closed nationally, but I just think it's interesting that, I mean, doesn't it feel like it's a bubble? Doesn't it feel like a growing bubble, even in the U.S., if not Arizona? Because I mean, we don't have as rabid fans of IPAs and beers and different things like that as they do in California, strictly due to the. I mean, there's so many people there in that area. But I mean, we're not short on people.
No, no, that's
and it's certainly not. It just feels like we're going to hit a bubble at some point.
So you think Arizona's going to hit a bubble, or you think craft beer in general is going to hit a bubble?
Gosh, I feel like Arizona could continue to grow for a few more years. I think people will see what Wren House is doing. Mm-hmm. That's just a fanboy talking there. But, they'll continue to see what Wilderness is doing, even though the people think they're overrated. They're high.
Well, I mean,
they're doing incredible things for craft beer in Arizona.
Right. Well, I mean, and not to say that Superstition's not necessarily craft beer, but they're actually doing a tasting room down here too.
Exactly, and we need that. They're craft, exactly, and then they're just in a different way, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I just think it's very interesting to see that. I think you're right. I think it is two different things. But I think Arizona will continue to grow a little bit. But nationally, I think it's definitely gonna go. You got to see a lot of these.
We're nowhere near like craft beer was 5 years ago, right? Like the growth that was happening at that point was just insane, and I think everybody kind of saw that and it was super surprised by it.
Exactly.
So I think that was more of like very unusual growth, and I think now we're getting more towards actually constant. Even growth, kind of, if you would say that. It just feels like a little bit more normal than what it would
absolutely
be. It's not this like, we're killing sales by freaking 60-70%. It's like at this point, it's like, we're beating things by 4%. Which
I mean, a brewery, a tap room. If you can maintain a small model, it can work, but it's a small margin. Per this article, as of June 30th, there were 6,655 active breweries compared to a year ago, where there were 5,562 breweries on that same month. In addition, they show that 2,500 to 3,000 breweries plan to open.
That's pretty insane.
But it's interesting because
this coming year,
there's a lot of like stats that have come out over the last few years about like brewery levels of like pre-prohibition, which they put that number around 5,000 or 6,000. Right. But those were more like a local, like you saying, that small tap room that was only available in the neighborhood. I think with the growth, like there's just not enough real estate to justify putting so many breweries in, because we have vehicles now. We have UPS, like we can ship beer and go places. It's not like I have to go to the local brewery that's in my neighborhood.
And honestly, looking at this article again, I mean, it's listing Pennsylvania is the number one per barrels of craft beer produced annually.
Wow, that's pretty...
Number 2 is California. Number 3 is Colorado. 4 is Florida. And in the top 10, Arizona's not even listed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, honestly.
That's true.
Go to the top 12. It rounds out with Michigan and Minnesota. It's 651,000 barrels, respectively.
But that's the thing. We don't have a downtown area. Yeah. We don't have a downtown San Diego.
It's all
here.
spread. We live in the desert.
We don't have a Seattle or Portland or Denver. Like all our sports stadiums aren't in the same location. Everything's so spread out here. It's like I'm not gonna. If I want to go to 3 breweries, that's 4 or 5 hours.
Right. Well, but so the thing is like that.
Well, that's not true. I mean, if you're stuck to Phoenix, or excuse me, where were you talking about just then?
No, like from my house. Like if I go to the closest brewery to me, there's not very many around it. So it's like
you're not. No, it's not like San Diego by any means. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, we definitely have these little like territories that everybody kind of has. Like that's kind of
except we drive to Phoenix for Wren House once a weekend.
Well, but even then, like you got Wren House in Phoenix, you have BRI in the East Valley, you have 12 West out in friggin' Gilbert there. It's like these really like pockets of like and people, and like you said, there's nobody real next to each other that you can do multiple things or hit multiple breweries in general. And again, that's one of my, I hope happens at some point, like either downtown Mesa or somewhere where we actually get some people.
Downtown Mesa's trying.
Yeah.
But they don't have I don't feel like they have the people around them to fill it up.
No, but man, every time and you can probably talk to us more than I have because you've probably been to Cider Core more than I have. But every time I go in there, there's usually a good number of people in there.
Well, Cider Core's doing it right. I mean, they finally opened up their hours, which people are excited about. And I'm glad they're actually packing people in and keeping them in there.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, but like that, and then you have Worth down there, and then like at some point, 12S is going to be down there as well. So I think it's not going to be soon. We're not going to see it in the next year or two, but I hope at some point within the next 5-7 years, maybe we'll see a lot more breweries down there kind of killing it. I mean, Oro's down there too. They actually have pretty good beer. So
yeah, and people are starting to follow my trend of going back and forth between Cider Core and
Oro. Right. So, I mean, it works out great. I mean, I like that. So, I don't know. Like I said, at some point, let's get these places down there. Let's pack them in. I'd love to be able to go. Let's just hit.
Does anybody dare to say who's going to close in Arizona this year?
Yeesh, it's
Yeesh,
there's a couple. Yeesh, it is a
Yeeshitsa.
Yeah, that place is going to close.
That place fucking sucks. No,
yeah, I think there's a handful of places that
have
come up in people's minds. I mean, I'll say it.
I wonder how Desert Eagle's doing. I hope they're doing all right.
I don't go there. I don't know anybody who's been there more than once.
But hopefully they got their following. I mean, I hope every brewery continues to do wonderfully in Arizona. And I hope every one of them is doing just enough business to justify brewing that next batch and everything like that. But yeah, you got to imagine there's some out there struggling.
Well, you said technically beer is a manufacturing job. And so there's always small margins in that. And
yes,
if you can't meet those margins, it's going to be tough. So
yeah.
Ed, you get your article real quick?
Well, this article kind of dovetails into what Nate was talking about. This one's talking about how there's a decline in overall beer drinking, not alcohol. More people are switching to spirits now. And we've seen that. Like, you have...
They said that we were going to lose to wine and spirits.
They're coming.
And you've seen it, like, what? Santan, Grand Canyon, they're doing rum and vodka and things like that. Oso's been doing it forever. Right. We have pretty decent distilleries in the state, but I mean, it's not a huge decline. It's about 10% from the Beer Institute. Their facts saying drinkers chose beer 49.7% of the time last year, down from 68.8%. Given that's about a 20-year gap.
I think it's a combination of people wanting to be healthy, and there's a lot of beer. It's so oversaturated. It's so much pastry beer. There's so much fruit beers now. I mean, there's so many ways to get fat drinking beer. It's not even funny.
So I saw some articles, and I've seen it, here too, with Wilderness had their beer with wine in it and stuff too. But I see it a lot more. I see a lot more beer actually being kind of a blended wine to kind of actually hit that crowd too, to actually make sure that they're moving away from those adjuncts and those big things.
That brewed IPA.
Stouts. Right. People are moving towards some of those characters of wine, or actually blending wine together, or using, like, I saw like a rosé lager, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. So you kind of get two crowds at once. People that like beer and actually want to try wine too. And actually, I've said myself is I've actually drinking more wine now than I drink more craft beer, just because I'm more willing to try it. Before I was just like, nope, I like this one, and that's all I'm drinking for wine. But I don't know. It's interesting. I think there's room for everybody.
Plus, a lot of if you read these articles and this is just the way studies work, there's like 10, 20, 30-year gaps between the studies they're doing now, and a lot of the old stats are coming from like the 90s or the early 2000s. So it's like, beer, we're drinking less beer, but
we're drinking more quality beer.
Exactly. Higher percentages, you're not going to drink as much. It's just...
Absolutely. Well, it was... I was going to say, this is a fucking edit point. What time is that episode right now?
43 minutes.
Yeah.
So we're good.
Okay, good. All right, so let's go ahead and round it up then. Well, this was a very illuminating conversation. It was at least an entertaining one for me. Ed, thank you as always.
That's all it is about, Nate.
Thanks for bringing beer.
Shut up.
Thank you for bringing beer. I really appreciate that glass.
I'll drink it. Look, I'll drink it.
Yeah. He looked like... Oh.
Dang.
Oh, he's just going to drink the whole thing. This is what we call hard-headedness at its best.
Wow. All right. Dang. All right.
Cena would agree.
Guess Ed's hanging around my house for a bit.
Who are the raddest fucking people in the world, Chris?
Oh, yeah. I don't got anything going on. I'm fine.
The rest. I was to say, Ed, do you have anything going on?
He just guzzled a beer. He doesn't have anything going on.
He was right in
What's
the middle
going on,
of
Ed? What's going on for you?
I'm going.
Who are you
to-
producing content for right now?
Well, I'm going to Oregon
Oh.
in a week.
Nice.
So,
Have you had any articles recently on the Barley Legible?
Nope.
Well,
I've been
get-
lazy.
Get to work.
Mostly Instagram. That's what I've been doing.
Hop to it.
Hop to it. All right.
Thanks.
Well, we don't have anything coming up, but we're going to try and schedule some episodes ASAP, and we'll try to get that stuff out on our site too.
Yeah, sounds good. So back to the original brass people in the world.
Yeah, I'd like to know that list.
We'll say Ed's wife, Sina Gomez.
Hey, Sina.
It's the only reason we're here.
You're the shit, Sina. How'd you end up with this guy?
I'll say San Diego Beer Talk Radio for the last time. They've actually had some stuff.
Oh,
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that.
That's our next episode.
Get into it, but yeah.
Mainly because I'd like to do a little more research. They are no more, but next episode.
Then we actually have Mark Ballesteros, and then our newest patron supporter. Actually, we got two new patron supporters. Rob Fulmer.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Rob was actually
What's up,
supporting
Rob?
the show. So thanks, Rob. And then the newest is Jessica Langley. So thanks, Jessica.
That new.
The new.
Nice. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for supporting the show, and thanks again, Rob, for putting on Real Wild and Woody. It was a real good time.
If you guys want to support the show as well, go to patreon.com/Hoppy Craftsmen to help support us.
Yep. Check us out on Instagram at Hoppy Craftsmen, on Facebook at Hoppy Craftsmen.
And then hoppycraftsman.beer is our website. Go there.
Yeah,
for
that's right.
Information as well.
That's right. We have a website. It's hoppycraftsman.beer.
It's the best. Ed, people find you
On Instagram, Barley Legible. Go
All
there.
right.
That's where we'll find everything.
yeah,
Sounds exciting. Well, thanks a lot, Ed. I really enjoyed having you on.
No, you didn't.
I didn't enjoy drinking your beer. I enjoyed having you on.
Oh, there we go.
So-
And we enjoyed your company.
Yeah.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, guys. As always, I'm Chris.
I'm Nate.
I'm never coming back.
That's not all.
Bye, Ed.
Later.